All right, welcome. My name is Bushabe Jr. and we kick off with a story of primary school heads where they say that they are ready to host junior secondary beginning January next year. Kenya Primary Schools Head Association KEPSHA Chair Johnson Zioka notes that domiciling junior secondary in primary schools will save the government the agony of realizing the 100% transition. Sharon Chepchumba brings us that story. About
1,287,597 grade 6 students who sat for inaugural Kenya Primary School Education Assessment KEPSHA exams are expected to join junior secondary school in January. The Kenya Primary Schools Head Teachers Association National Chairperson Johnson Zioka has said that all grade 6 students are now granted spaces in grade 7. This follows the Presidential Education Working Party on Education Reform's recommendation that junior secondary school be domiciled in primary. Speaking ahead of the 18th KEPSHA Annual General Meeting and Conference that kicked off on Monday at the Sheikh Said Children Welfare Center, Zioka says President William Ruto is on Tuesday expected to officially launch the conference themed Managing Transition of the Competency-Based Curriculum for Effective Nurturing of Each Learner.
We have the capacity to take care of our children from grade 7 to grade 9 in primary schools. Sometimes I get surprised when people talk about capacity, because when it comes to the teachers, they have upgraded themselves by furthering education. Right now, we might be having more than 60% of our teachers in primary as graduates.
He further lauded the heavy investment put by the private sector in CBC, saying that they were implementing what the government is doing, saying that this will give opportunity to children who might have missed opportunities in public school to join grade 7.
Then, in terms of infrastructure, the children who are to transit to grade 7, they already have the rooms which have been vacated by those who are going to standard 8. So we have the capacity, yes. We know that has been a concern of quite a number of teachers, and I'm happy that it has been addressed. So we no longer have an issue with the localization. Actually, some of the teachers are very happy where they were posted. So they would really be crying that you are now re-delocalizing them by moving them from where they were sent. So I don't think there is a big issue with that.
The Presidential Working Party on Education Reforms in its preliminary report announced that junior secondary school will be domiciled in primary school. It also directed the recruitment of 30,000 teachers for junior secondary school, expected to begin classes January 2023.
And any concerns, actually, we have addressed ourselves to the Presidential Working Committee on Education Reforms. So I am happy that these ones have started bearing fruit, because we have seen the interim report is talking about domiciling the junior secondary in primary. That one alone will save the government the agony of the 100% transition. So we are leaving the secondary first to actualize the issue of ensuring 100% transition for all the standard 8 graduates, to make sure they have a space in Form 1. Private sector supplements the government in a big way. So if they have invested in creating classes for junior secondary, well and good, because they are still producing children who should transit to the next grade. So those what they have invested will still be used in the supplementing those children who are not able to get a chance in public secondary schools.
Last week on Friday in Mombasa, while supervising the opening of exams papers for the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education KCSE, TSC CEO Nancy Macharia said that they were already facing a deficit of 116,000 teachers in the country, with the figure at secondary school standing at 68,000.
You know, we already have a deficit of 116,000 in this country. So, and we have previously been employing 5,000 teachers every year. So that 1,000 will go a long way in trying to reduce this deficit. because as you know, already in secondary schools, that's where we have the highest deficit at 68,000. And this grade 7, of course, now in the CBC structure, joins what we used to call secondary because it's junior secondary. And therefore, we shall use some of these teachers for the junior secondary, as well as we have some for primary schools. And the rest will go to the 844 as we know it. But that is what TSC, the modalities that we are working on.
For Masomo News Live, I'm Sharon Chepchumba.